Hi Aries, welcome to your September reading. This is for Aries, Summarizing Venus. You can check out your other placements for additional messages. As this is a general reading, messages may or may not apply. Just take what resonates, leave what doesn't for the next person. We're going to be taking a look to see what messages need to come through for you guys for the month of September. See what you guys could be currently dealing with or what you can expect. Get some insight, wisdom, guidance overall. See what's going on. Before we get into this reading, I actually felt called to cleanse the energy with you guys. Normally I do this before I start recording, but for some reason I'm feeling like maybe this will help our energy connect or something, or like get in tune with the same energy, or for whoever is needing these messages. So if you guys want to, let's take some deep breaths together. This is representative of the root chakra, right? Red, root, this is the frequency, so get grounded in the energy for Aries, Summarizing Venus, September 2021. Alright, let's see. Let's start off with some animal oracle messages for Aries, Summarizing Venus, September 2021. You guys, today has been one of the coldest days we've had in a while, in like months. It is chilly. I pulled out my hoodie. I'm so damn cold. I almost was contemplating if I should bring down my heated blanket because it's so damn cold today. It's windy, raining. It's one of those days, but it's hella cozy. I'm here for it. I kind of liken this weather a nice break from the heat. So y'all like, why is she wearing a hoodie in August? It's summer. It's like, bitch, I live in Canada. So, let's get into this. Messages for Aries, Summarizing Venus, September 2021. Any animal oracle messages for Aries? What's going on for Aries, please? The month of September 2021. Any messages for Aries, Summarizing Venus, September 2021. Messages for Aries, Summarizing Venus, September 2021. Okay, we have the rabbit and the oyster coming out. Let's get one more. Thank you. The deer. Beautiful. So we have earth energy as well as water coming out. There's a fear of you guys opening up about something. Whether this is about you guys opening up about your feelings, whether this is about you guys putting yourself out there for the world to see. You have something special to share, but yet there's this hesitation to actually sharing this with someone or with the world, like your talents and abilities or your raw, most authentic feelings. Like there's something that you have been holding to yourself, like holding closely. I'm kind of feeling Four of Pentacles energy, like you're just kind of keeping something to yourself because there's a fear of either judgment, the fear of what others might think of you, the fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough. Like there's some sort of fear, because the rabbit does talk about fears that are coming at play here, where you guys could be feeling a bit anxious in the month of September, but it's about you guys needing to overcome that, right? Is this fear actually rational, or are they just false fears? Are they just illusions? Are these just forms of self-sabotage where you've been telling yourself something that's not really true? There's something that you've been kind of keeping in that you're needing to express, or there's something that you're needing to release or open up about with the oyster, okay? It's like you are protecting something, or you are very protective over yourself, over your heart. If this is regarding love, right? Maybe you have the opportunity to go back into the dating scene, or opening up about your feelings towards someone, but you're afraid, and you got your walls up, or your defenses are up, and you're afraid that someone's going to, steal your pearl. It's understandable, but I feel like for the month of September, you guys are going to be pushed out of your comfort zone and challenged to face your fears. We also have the deer coming out, earth energy. So we got double earth out here. It's important that you guys remain patient with yourselves. It's also important that you guys remain grounded, okay? Because these fears that are going on in your head can become a bit confusing, a bit disorientating with like where you're at in life. You might get really stuck in your head, and so that's why it's so important that you get grounded in reality, because some of you are like way up in the clouds, confused, there's illusions that you're needing to get grounded within what's actually reality, okay? Because there could even be fears about the future, fears about things that haven't even happened yet, right? And you could get so caught up in those fears, and then you could end up actually attracting it or making it happen or bringing it to fruition if you give the energy and follow through with it. It doesn't have to be, right? Impulsive thoughts don't necessarily mean that they're just going to manifest. You actually have to follow through with the effort. But it's important that you guys remain mindful of what you're thinking, what you're telling yourselves, and even what you're surrounding yourself with. Social media, the people you surround yourself with, the music you listen to, it all has an impact on us, right? It'd be stupid to say that it doesn't. Everything has an impact on us. Everything. We are sensitive creatures, That's why it's important to take breaks, to take time to relax, to get grounded and work on healing yourselves, and even being out in nature, calming the mind, getting into some sort of practice that puts you in the now, something that just kind of keeps you in the present moment, not so much worried about the past and not so much worried about the future, just being here in the moment, enjoying life. The deer is also the energy of celebration, so there could be something that you're celebrating in the month of September. Let's say that you do take this chance and you open up about something, whether it's about your feelings or you put your abilities, your talents out there for the world to see and to be judged, and that can be terrifying, but you do it and you face your fears, and then now you get to celebrate because you faced your fears and something came out of the situation that's amazing, that's beautiful. You never would have expected it, but since you gave it a chance and you opened up, it wasn't as scary as you thought it was, and now you're like, wow, I've grown, I've come stronger, I'm the deer now. We go from this rabbit fear mentality to I made it. I pushed through my fears didn't control me, and now I get to celebrate, because if I allowed my fears to hold me back, I wouldn't have ended up in that relationship. I wouldn't have became a well-known artist or whatever it is that you're trying to do. So that's awesome. Yeah, buffalo at the bottom of the deck. So this is the energy of overcoming challenges, overcoming blockages, and trusting yourselves, trusting the road, trusting that you are being pushed down the best possible path that will lead you towards the most happiness. I can't, y'all, my words. So, let's pull some tarot messages, see what's going on, and then we'll go from there. So any messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the month of September 2021? You guys might be feeling a lot more sensitive than usual as well. Maybe a little bit more in your feelings, or just even a little bit agitated. The same messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for September 2021. Any messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in September 2021? Any messages, please, for Aries, the month of September? Okay. Messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in September 2021. 9 of Swords. What did I tell you? There's so many... Oh, this candle just went out. There's so much anxiety about something. There's such a fear. It's stopping you in your tracks. You can't move forward. Your legs feel weak. It's just arms sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Mom spaghetti. Okay, messages for Aries. We also have the High Priestess reverse that fell out behind the 9 of Swords. It's like you guys are at such a disconnect with your intuition right now because you can't hear it. You can't hear your higher self. Messages for Aries. We also have the Princess of Wands. So there could be some sort of offer or some sort of invitation or an opportunity that's presenting itself or an idea, but it's you're too fearful to act on it. There's something that's been holding you back. There's some sort of doubt, or maybe it's something that someone told you in the past. Let's just keep using art as an example, because that's just the easiest example that I can come up with. It's you're an artist, right? You really like to paint or draw, whatever. Someone whispered in your ear, you're not talented, you're not gifted. There's so many people who can do what you do. What makes you think that you're gonna shine from the rest of them? It's so there's always been that little voice behind you that's been a bit doubtful or a bit fearful, and so you always hold yourself back because you're worried that it might fail fail or that it's not good enough. Like, you know, there's a bit of that energy coming through. And so you may have an opportunity to act on this thing that you're really passionate about, but you're so afraid of showing or expressing or giving a chance. And so you have the opportunity, but you're like, oh, but what if this? What if that person that threw doubt my way? What if they're right? What if I will fail? What if this? Like, there's so many what ifs and so many worries, and just like you're really in your head. We also have Chariot reverse. Yeah, there's something that's still, and this fell on top of the Princess of Wands, this idea or this offer or this invitation, this basically kind of like sticking your foot through the door, like finally like giving something a chance, or putting your toes in and seeing what it's like, testing the water. It's like you have the opportunity, but something's been holding you back. We have the Chariot reverse, Cancerian energy. There's this doubt. There's this lack of confidence. And so it's actually interesting because we just had the full moon in Aquarius. This is Monday when I'm filming it. It was yesterday. So, you know, we're still kind of in the full moon energy playing out. And this full moon is actually challenging us to look at the areas where we've been limiting ourselves, where we have been insecure, right? For some reason in my head it didn't sound right. I was like, insecure, is that a word? Yeah, the fuck? Where you've been insecure, where there's been a lack of confidence, where there's been self-doubt, and finding where that stems from and how can you release that? How can you push through that? How can you overcome these insecurities? Right? You can, right? You've been holding yourself back for whatever reason, and maybe we'll do a little bit of clarifying. There's been something that's been holding you back. And so for the month of September, you guys are being challenged to push through this doubt. Okay? It's going to be scary, and it's probably going to be uncomfortable, especially for those that like to just kind of chill in your comfort zone, you know? You're going to have to push yourself out of that. If you want to see a change, if you want to see a different outcome, you're going to have to do something different here. You can't expect a different outcome if you just keep doing the same thing. So if you've been holding yourself back and you're hoping, oh, maybe it could work, oh, but I'm not going to act on it. I'm just going to keep holding myself back. Well, how are you going to move anywhere? How are you going to, you know, if you continue to just sit, I'm like, if you keep sitting and you don't act, well, it's just going to move past you, you know? Yeah, so messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. We have 9 of Wands reversed. See, like, I feel like there's a sense of defeat. Like, it's almost like you don't even want to give something a chance because you're like, well, what's the point? It's not going to work out in the first place, so I'd just be wasting my time. It's like, so you're already setting yourself up for failure with that mentality. If that's what you've been telling yourself, that might not be for everybody, but with this 9 of Wands reverse, it's like you don't even want to give it a chance because you're so afraid that it's just gonna end up like past situations, you know, oh, well, last time it didn't work, and last time before that it didn't work, so why would this be any different? It's probably not going to work, and I'm going to get my hopes up, and then it's all going to be for nothing, and then I'm just going to feel like a failure. Like, see, it's almost like you guys are... You got to break out of that mentality. I know it's challenging. You got to find a way to overcome that, to start having more belief within yourself, because at the end of the day, you have to believe in yourself. It doesn't matter anyone else in your life, whether they support you, whether they don't support you. At the end of the day, you have to believe in yourself, Aries, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, September 2021. Damn. 10 of Swords coming out here. And this fell on top of the High Priestess reverse. I know you can't... Oh, we're blurry. So sorry. I think you guys also need like a mental break where you're reaching this point of like exhaustion, like mental fatigue. Like your mind's just racing. Like there's a lot that's on your mind. You're feeling exhausted, mentally, emotionally drained for some reason, and you're needing just like a mental holiday. You're needing a break. You're needing to find a way to just, again, calm in the mind, getting into the present moment. Try not to push yourself either, because I feel like that could lead to even mental breakdowns, or like just feeling like everything's out of control and you guys need a break. If you need to cry, if you need to let some shit out, definitely get it out. If you need to write your feelings down or talk to someone or a professional or something like that, that might just really benefit you. Messages for Aries for September 2021. Oh, the Tower. I love how all the major arcana is all water energy. We have Scorpio, we have Cancer, and we also have Pisces. So some of you may have some strong water placements, but the Tower. Interesting. Let's just get one more. For Aries in September. Anything else for Aries? I think you guys are having... Oh, wow. There's a Queen of Cups. So, lots of water energy. 2 of Wands reverse, 4 of Wands reverse, and the Hierophant. Okay? That's at the bottom of the deck. I think you guys are going to be having a breakthrough this month. You're going to start questioning why. Why am I limiting myself? Why am I... Like, where are these fears stemming from? Like, you're going to start asking yourself why. Like, next time you tell yourself, oh, well, I can't do that, I'm not good enough, you're going to be like, wait a second, why? Why is that? No one else is telling me no, so why am I telling myself I can't? If it's something I want, if it's something that I want for myself, if it's something that I really hope for, then why can't I? If everyone else can do it, why can't I, right? You're starting to have this breakthrough. It's actually very healing. It's very positive. With the Queen of Cups that's next to it, it's like there's this change going on within you. I want to call you Scorpio. Some of you may have Scorpio in your chart. There's this change going on within you, Aries, where you're starting to break through limiting beliefs that you used to have. You're having a new understanding, a different outlook. But this requires you to completely let go of your past and what didn't work out for you. Whatever didn't work out for you in your past was just not meant for you, point blank. It just didn't serve the best possible outcome for you. It wasn't part of the plan. There's a bigger picture that you just don't see. And as discouraging, as painful, as crappy as it may have been, whatever didn't work out for you, whether that is regarding you, your career, a relationship, etc., it just was not meant for you. Something better is coming in. And you didn't see it at the time, and you still might not understand it fully, but whatever is truly meant for you won't pass you by. And so there's this thing that you're super passionate about or you really enjoy doing, but there's the fear that it's not meant for you. There's a fear that, oh, but what if it doesn't work out? What if it's just a waste of time, waste of energy? It's not. Actually, you're growing so much. Hierophant energy coming out, Taurus. You guys have learned and grown so much from these experiences, from these failures. They're not fails. They're opportunities for you to learn and grow and know more about yourself and evolve as a person. And just because something didn't work out in the past doesn't mean it won't work out in the future. Sometimes you got to go through trials and errors so that you can perfect and learn. And, you know, professionals in many realms, right? Whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, or a fucking artist, any type of person who's like a pro at whatever it is that they do, they failed many times. They didn't get it right the first try. You know, it took a lot of falling and getting back up and trying again. If you really want whatever this is, you got this, you know? Don't let these fails discourage you. Use that as a motivation to keep going, to not let that hold you back, to not let your past hold you back, you know? Okay, so you might have some fears, you might have some anxieties or some doubts about this thing, but that's okay. Who doesn't, right? Everybody does. Even like the most like professional or the most rich or whatever, like everybody has fears and doubts. And even if they don't look like it, right? They look like they got their shit together. Oh, I wish I could be like them. They look like they never doubt themselves. It's like, yeah, I'm sure even Beyonce has doubted herself at one point, you know? Or like whoever your favorite person that you look up to, or someone who inspires you, they've gone through what you are going through, you know? So, I think you guys are recognizing that. I think you guys are having like this big shift in your perception. You're starting to not let these fears and doubts get in the way. 2 of Wands reverse with the 4 of Wands reverse. I think you guys are needing more stability in your lives as well. There's a bit of rockiness. There's a bit, like, that's what I was saying when the deer and rabbit came out. It's like with the rabbit, there's like this non-stable, kind of like our balance is a bit off. But then we go to the deer, which is very grounded, very patient, nice and slow, kind of Knight of Wands energy. Not Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, like slow and steady, crossing the point, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, like just making sure everything's on point. I think that's important for you guys in the month of September to get more organized, which is perfect timing as this is Virgo season. We're now officially in Virgo season, and this is the best time for us to get organized, get some more structure, planning, you know, getting rid of things that don't serve us mentally, emotionally, physically. And, you know, if you got to do a little bit of, not spring cleaning, it's like we're not even in the spring no more, but, you know, doing a little bit of deep cleaning in your home, right? Just declutter, dust, you know, getting rid of all that crap. That might also be really positive for you, because, you know, it's like messy home, messy mind. That's what I like to say. It's like, if my home is messy, I feel messy. Like, I can't think straight. I need like a clean, organized place and space so that I feel like I can think straight, you know? So maybe some of you are needing a little bit of structure, a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of, you know, getting that stability back, as well as having more structure in your routine, taking better care of yourself, and also getting rid of the things in your life that are not stable. The reason why this tower is falling down is because it's not built on solid foundation. So you're needing solid footing. When your feet, imagine you twist your ankle, right? Or you break your ankle. Fuck, like, not wishing that on anybody, but when you break your ankle, guess what? You can't stand, or you're gonna need a crutch, or like, when your root system is messed up, everything else is fucked. You know, you gotta have your root, you gotta have your base. So it's like working from the bottom up, right? Finding that strength from within you, that courage, that confidence from within you, that belief within you. When you start believing in yourself, when you start gaining that courage, no one can take that away from you, right? I also think it's important that you guys find that from within, instead of finding that validation externally from people around you, from others, from external sources, things like that. Like, really starting to find that and hone that in from within you, because then no one can take that away from you. I think it's also important that you guys, like I said, practice mindfulness, as well as learning and finding a few things that work for you. It's going to be different for everyone, where you're able to calm the mind, even just like listening to music, right? You're not really thinking too much, you're just kind of listening, you're just vibing, you're just chilling. Getting into some sort of practice that helps you calm your mind, where you're not really thinking so much, where you can actually tune into your intuition. Because right now with this high priestess reverse, it's like there's this lack of trusting yourself, there's this lack of paying attention to what your gut is trying to tell you, and I feel like there's also some sort of message trying to come through to you that you're not quite getting. And then when the tower comes crashing down, you're going to understand whatever this message is. You're going to understand what needs to change in your life so that you can be the most successful, that you can be the most, best version of yourself. I know, cheesy saying, but I think that this is going to be a very transformative month for you guys. And, don't let these fears hold you back. Okay, you have so much capability, Aries. So stop discrediting yourself. Stop telling yourself that you can't, or that you're not good enough, because you know you're fucking good enough deep down. You are. I'm gonna grab a fairy message and wrap this up. But yeah, quite the reading, you guys. September's going to be a good one for you. Uncomfortable, yes. There's going to be some shifts, some changes. It's going to require you to really look at yourselves and identify where these fears and limitations stem from. And you're going to be challenged to push through it. But that is up to you. I mean, that is a choice you're going to have to make. Two of Wands reverse. You have the choice to either stay on the path that you're on and just sit, right? Like I said, you can continue to just sit and not take any action and watch life pass you by and wonder, why isn't it my time? Or how come it's not working for me? Or you can choose, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to break free from this cycle. I'm going to let this tower come crashing down. I'm going to start completely fresh. But when you're starting fresh, just know you actually have so much in your back pocket, so much wisdom, so much experience gained from these past experiences that didn't work out. But that's good, because now you can build something better. It's not about trying to rebuild what you used to have. It's about building something completely new. Wow. So what the reading we got going on for y'all. Let's grab a fairy message to wrap this up for Aries, Summer Rising Venus, September 2021. Whew, yeah, powerful reading. Messages for Aries, Summer Rising Venus regarding this reading for September 2021. Any fairy messages for Aries, Summer Rising Venus? Fairy messages for Aries, Summer Rising Venus. Wow, what do we have? Oh shit, how did I pronounce this? Sylvanus. This, wow, this is a good card. This is a very powerful energy. This is number 34. So this card actually talks about looking at yourself, seeing the truth of who you actually are, and the false lies, the illusions that you believed for such a long time. This talks about where you actually put on a mask to actually see your truer selves, or you put this mask on just to take it off so you can actually see the truth. Like, try to figure out, how do I explain this properly? Like, you're being forced to look at the reality versus the illusions. Kind of what I've just been saying throughout this entire reading. It's like, what is actually the truth here? What have you been telling yourself that actually isn't true? It's just been lies. It's just been what you've been told your entire life, what you chose to believe, versus now you're actually starting to learn and unlearn certain things, certain mindsets, certain beliefs that you had. Now you're really starting to have this big old breakthrough. And that changes everything. When you start going through those changes from within you, everything around you, physically, in your relationships, in the world around you, everything starts to change. You start to view things completely different. And that's what's happening here with this card coming out, Sylvanus, is where your perception on everything this month is changing. But it's good, it's just powerful, it's intense, and it's a bit uncomfortable because you're looking at things, and even relationships, much more differently, in a whole different light, right? Once you take this mask off, you can't put it back on. It's never going to be the same again. It's like, once you take out the blindfold, that's it. Like, you can't forget. Once you unlearn something, that's it. Like, it's intense. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the book. Sylvanus presents the mask to us, supported by the Fairy of Aspiration as she welcomes us to our own potential. We wear the mask to look inward, seeing our true selves, not our false and fearful selves, but the beings of light that we truly are and what we have the potential to be. It becomes very difficult for us to make excuses and blame others for our failures and fears once we've seen what we could have been if we're willing, what, in fact, we already are, but not quite living up to. This represents an aha moment in order to see a truth you've been blind to. From before the time we were born, people have been projecting their ideas, hopes, fears, and confusions on us. As we grow up, we accept many of these untrue projections as our reality, our partly false, partly true pictures of ourselves. At this time, you are discovering new truths about yourself. They are essential for you to know in order to create relationships based on mutual respect, affection, and trust. These things can only work if we see ourselves and others as we are. Currently, both Fairy and this world are functioning as a giant mirror in which we see ourselves in many surprising ways. People tend to dread this because we assume that we are worse than we think we are, but this is far from necessarily true. Now is a time for finding out the false and misleading beliefs that you've accepted and discover that you're a better person than you thought and have the potential to accomplish more than you even believed you could. If someone says that you are better or simply different than you are, don't automatically reject this. Think it over carefully. You have more to give and more to enjoy than you've been giving yourself credit for. So yeah, really this card talks about projections of what others have put on us, as well as beliefs that we have that aren't actually really the truth, right? Even when someone tells you, oh, you're so, and then insert whatever they may have told you, that might actually just be a projection of how they feel about themselves. So this card really just talks about how your perception is changing, you're uncovering lots of truths about yourself, and you're having major breakthroughs, which is what this entire reading has been about, Aries. So, September is going to be a very powerful month for you guys. I hope that this reading helped whoever resonated with it. Let me know in the comments below, leave a like or subscribe, and I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.